What is going on, Big Talk Nation?
What is going on? Yes, do you hear us?
We are back. Big Talk with Chris and Greg. This is Chris.
This is Gregg.
And we are back for the attack.
Nice.
Episode numero 7.
That's it. 7.
We, at Big Talk CG on Instagram. Let us know what's going on. BigTalkCG@gmail.com. Email us. Podbean, that's where we stream. We're also on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon, and Audible. It's radical.
Nice.
So you guys can hear us.
And more to come, correct?
More to come.
All right, we'll let you guys know.
More to come, and we're gonna be streaming worldwide
pretty soon
on the interwebs.
Yeah, because we're big in Japan.
We are big in Japan.
Yes,
just like Anvil.
Just like Anvil.
And KNAC.
There you go. There you go.
All right, guys, we're going to do something a little different this episode. We're going to talk about some of our favorite album covers. And what we're going to do a little different here is, normally you might do something like this and you're going to, go through and, spend some time and think about and recollect and research and, make a list and all that kind of stuff. But we're going to do things kind of differently. What we decided to do was we just grabbed, went and grabbed my record collection here and kind of gave it a good once over and made a stack of records. And we're just going to pull them off the stack one by one. And the ones that we want to talk about, at least from the stack, and, just go from there. And so
definitely
freestyle it, right? Whatever we got, we got. Whatever we don't know, we don't know.
All right. Sounds good.
We're going to show our age on this one because we're probably not going to remember a bunch of stuff until after we're
done.
2 hours from now when we're done. So
right.
we hope you guys enjoy it and see how this goes. So the first one here, I'm going to pull off the top. Guns N' Roses' Appetite for Destruction.
All right. Now we've talked about this album before from being our favorite debut album. Mm-hmm. But the artwork and the cover from this album is awesome.
Yeah, it's everybody's pretty familiar with the cover. It's got the cross, like the Iron Cross or whatever it is.
Correct.
It's got all 5 of the band members, drawn on there. This album cover is pretty awesome, dude. It's classic. It's their first album. Everybody knows the cover. Shows all of them. We flip it over. It's got all 5 of the bandmates on there.
Hanging out, having a beer.
Hanging out, dude. They're drinking. This is really like, when I look at this picture on the back and I look at the cover on the front, it really, makes me think Guns N' Roses, dude. Look at these guys partying and drinking beers and all that kind of stuff.
Looking a little funky, little hungover, little too much brownstone.
Yeah. So go ahead and pull the sleeve out from the inside. So we're just going through this, guys. So we pulled the sleeve out.
All right, we got the lyrics.
So we got the lyrics on the inside on the sleeve, and on the other side, it actually has, what's that have?
Oh, it looks like the original artwork for Appetite for Destruction.
Yeah, that's the one we talked about before.
This was reissued or redone or original band cover, stuff like that. Man, that's awesome. It's an artwork where there's a robot, there's a half-naked lady, and another creature jumping over a fence, looking pretty.
Yeah, I read something about this artwork when we were doing some other stuff before, and Axl said, the lead singer of Guns N' Roses, said that this art represented the robot jumping over the fence is going after corporate America, and corporate America is raping America, kind of a thing. Is what it kind of was supposed to symbolize, but it's pretty killer. I like it. The whole album cover, everything, and then you get the picture on the inside, the lyrics on the sleeve. It's great. Love it. Check it out. And we'll be posting pictures of all this stuff, guys. All the albums we're going to talk about today. We're going to post it all on Instagram, most likely, and all over the place. What's the next one?
Next one we got is Fleetwood Max. Was it 1977's Rumors. Definitely one of their top albums, killer album from them. Secondhand News, Dreams is from here.
Yeah,
these are awesome, man.
That's one of the best-selling albums of all time. Great album. The cover has Mick and Mick Fleetwood and Stevie Nicks on the front. I'm sure you guys have seen this cover, and he's just holding her hand, and she's like, I don't know, doing like some kind of dance. You know,
Or
she's
pose or
wearing her
something.
cape. You know, one of her capes and
Yes.
robes that she's always wearing. Then what's on the back?
On the back, you got a flip side of the band taking some poses. I think there's like 4 different pictures of the guys that are hanging out and having a good time.
Yeah, and it's
Saying
got
smile.
the list of all the songs on here. You know, I always liked it, like on this one, and it also was on the Guns N' Roses one, where they list the names of the people in the band and what they do in the band, just in case you don't know yet.
All right, correct.
I've always liked that kind of a thing. Now let's see if there's anything on the. Oh, there is. So we pulled out the sleeve. It has what is this? It's like a little booklet in here.
Like a gatefold.
Like a gatefold booklet. The outside of it's got pictures of all the band, doing concert footage, candid photos, that kind of stuff. It's pretty cool. Open that bad boy up. Lyrics. You love the lyrics. You got to have the lyrics.
Oh, yeah.
I love it. Like, remember cassettes? You'd get it and it would fold out like 20 folds, and so you could get all the lyrics and stuff. This one just opens, you know, like a gatefold. It's great. It's got all the lyrics for all the songs. Love it. Love it. All right.
You know, for us older guys, why don't they print them bigger, man? Because I can't
know.
read that stuff now.
I'm going to have to put my glasses on. All right. Here's an album. You know, the Fleetwood Mac, classic rock. Love the classic rock. Here's something that you guys might not think is up our alley, but it actually is. This is going to be the Joshua Tree, U2.
Right.
Probably their biggest album. Very basic cover. It just has them in Joshua Tree National Forest or National Park. The band on the front. It's almost like a widescreen movie shot.
Exactly.
And then on the back, you know, you can only see the edge's face here. Everybody else, you can't really see their face. It's
Right.
got a tree here over on the side. Track listing, so on and so forth. Gatefold, love it.
Right.
Gatefold. Now we got a close up of all the band members, you know, in National Park. And me and Gregg were, you know, when we were going through it, this just like the sound of this album, very American. It's like very American sounding, and because obviously they're British, Irish. They're Irish. They're from Ireland. The cover looks very American, very America.
Definitely on that, man. I don't know, great album, man. There's a lot of good stuff I can say
Still
about
haven't
this
found
album.
what I'm looking for. Streets with No Name. Yeah, dude. Great tracks on that one. That album was huge.
Definitely.
You like that cover? You like this
I
one?
do. I do like that one. All right, next one we want to bring up, Def Leppard's Pyromania.
Yeah.
Now, I want to talk about this is you just see it, and you know, it's looks like a sniper is doing a shot into a building, blowing it up, seeing the flames and the smoke. Awesome, kind of futuristic on the side, and we're doing a little flip. There were some matches being lit, along with pictures of the band, and you know, telling what they do. Rick Savage, Rick Allen, Joe Elliott, Phil Collins, Steve on there. Good soundtrack. Good. Great album, man. As we open it up, I don't think there's anything fancy in here. Nope, just the record.
Nothing?
Nothing.
Now, not all of these are originals. Some of them are original. Some of them are reissues. Some of them, they're almost, I don't think any of these I bought new. I think I've all bought them used. So some of them may not even have the original sleeve, so we may be missing stuff. We don't know. We're not experts. We just know what we like and like what we know. Yeah, dude, it's simple, straight to the point. Pyromania. This guy's shooting he's got the crosshairs on the building. It's on fire, matches, fire, Pyromania. It's got everything going on here. Rick Allen with 2 arms. Can't beat that. Right, he has 2 arms here?
Yes,
Yeah,
he
he's
has
got
2
2
arms.
arms. You can only see one in the picture, though. Radical record. Pyromania. Get out your notebooks, guys.
That's
Get out-
one to
get out
look it up.
your big talk notebooks and take some notes. You're going to want to take notes on these. All right. Back onto the stack. Next one here. Black Sabbath Paranoid. This was their huge breakthrough album. This was right after this was their second album. Was this 1970 as well? Did they release both of them in 1970? I think they did. Let me open it up. Yep, 1970. So it's got a guy on the front It's like some, I don't know, space age samurai looking like out of Flash Gordon.
Ooh, that's where they
something
got
or
that.
other
Right?
like that, like a three, looks like a long exposure where he's in three positions kind of thing. You guys have seen the cover. It's the same kind of deal on the back, track listing. But guess what it is? Good old gatefold.
Yes.
Look at that.
Opening up, see the guys in the outdoors in tall grass hanging out, looking evil, looking hippie-ish, looking crazy.
It's good. It's a black and white picture. It's grainy. You can get a sense. I love it when they have a picture of the band and you can look at it and you can almost kind of identify what they sound like. And with this, they're looking just like what they sound like. You know, Black Sabbath, man. Ozzy wearing his big cross necklace and yeah, man, young. What is he's probably like 19, 20, 18, 19.
Probably a little older by then, dude.
It's great, dude. Track listing, love it. There it is. The name of the members and what they do. Ozzy, Tony, Geezer, and Mr. Bill Ward on drums. Love it. Let's look and see if there's anything on the inside. Nope. Regular ass sleeve. Love it.
Yeah.
Great album, dude. You guys need to write that down. Black Sabbath, Paranoid. You know what other album? I really like their
What do you want to turn on?
not to get too off tangent of our stack, but
What do you want to turn on?
sorry guys, technical difficulties. 1 second. Black Sabbath's first album with the witch, like in the graveyard, in front of some church action. That was great cover. Great
Right,
cover. Probably my favorite cover by them. By Black Sabbath.
I want to say Never Say Die. Their last one with Ozzy.
Okay.
From Black Sabbath was I want to say my favorite Black Sabbath cover. With Ozzy years. Now, we're not talking about the Dio years, and we'll get that pretty soon, but definitely the Ozzy years on that kind of stuff. Another album I wanted to bring up was Queen's from 1977, News of the World. That's where it's a big robot or monster, holding the guys in their hand. Mm-hmm. That's another gatefold double album that was just beautiful and awesome. That soundtrack, or that album was just great. That album cover was awesome. That was one of those album covers as a kid that you had to know what was going on with the band. Queen, wow, look at this look at this robot. Look at these guys laying on their hands and stuff like that. You open it up and it's looking like it's going to destroy into the world or into some cities or something like that. That was a good one. I liked Queen's, News of the World album cover.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
That is a good one. Okay, back on the stack. Next one right here. Beatles, Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. This iconic cover, probably one of the best well-known covers in music history.
Right.
It's on everybody's list of like top covers. Always is, probably always will be. It's got iconic characters from the past. They actually have themselves in the background, the crowd of people. You see Marilyn Monroe, you see Laurel and Hardy, I see Bob Dylan,
Aleister Crowley.
yeah, I see a bunch of people in here, people I don't even know. Love it. They even have a little, like, I don't know, is that like a mannequin doll over here on the side wearing a sweater that says "Welcome the Rolling Stones." So they had everybody in here. Everybody. It's great.
This is one of those albums that you're right. Everybody, I don't want to say tries to recreate or does something, but this album stands out in the world. You put this out there or put it on a shirt, put it on, and people just absolutely love it or absolutely, can identify with it. Mm-hmm. Best that type of stuff.
Go ahead.
Not only a great album, but a great album cover. These guys put some thought into what they do. I mean, I'm sure they do. They always do. The Beatles always are great artists on what they do and that kind of stuff.
And we got Gatefold Action. This is a double album. So Gatefold Action record in each side. Open it up. It's got just the band and their Sgt. Pepper's uniforms that they're wearing, looking like royalty.
Right.
That they are.
Right.
Then on the back, it's got them again. And this is something interesting that my cousin, Miles, told me one time. He's a huge Beatles fan, John Lennon in particular. And it's got a picture of them at the bottom on the back. And they're wearing obviously their like royalty kind of uniforms. And he was telling me one day that if you look at George, he's in the first position with the line down the unit. You guys are gonna have to go Google this. You're gonna have to Google the album so you can look. I'll post it up on Instagram as well, so when you hear this, you can kind of follow along. But George's uniform makes like the letter F here, and then Paul McCartney's turned around and it makes the letter U.
Oh,
And then this rope here on John Lennon's top is like a letter C, and then Ringo's here is a K. So you spell that out. You know, is that some kind of like, you know, conspiracy thing that he just made up or was looking at it one day, or is this something they planned? I don't know. You never know.
Wow.
But
I didn't know about that one.
That's crazy. That's crazy. That's just like, you know, with their song Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. Lucy,
Correct.
Sky, Diamonds, LSD. So
Right.
who knows, dude? These guys were what they were doing or what they were on at this point. Love
They're-
it. Great
they're
album.
Creative artist.
Yeah, creative artists.
You know, another album from the Beatles, which I love too, is Abbey Road. That was another one of those iconic, simple pictures of them walking across the street, setting up. You know, awesome feature. That's another one of those things you can just get like a silhouette of the four guys walking. People know what it is.
And I gotta correct myself. It's not a double album. It just got a bunch of stuff in this first one. Lyric sheet, poster with, you know, or a little fold out thing with them in the studio. And then it's just got, and the other one has the album, and it has this sheet with, you know, some stuff you can cut out, a mustache, a Sergeant Pepper's badge, and all this
Cut
kind of stuff.
out,
It's pretty
wow.
killer. It's pretty killer, guys. Especially for, what, 1960, where are we at?
67?
67. Pretty ahead of their time. 1967. It's a long time ago. No
Yeah.
math. Go. I'm not
Yeah,
kidding.
I was just talking about Abbey Road from '69. That was just another one of those iconic album covers. I just thought, love it. Those between Sergeant Pepper and Abbey Road, those guys, man, they just, you know, have that. And there is symbolism in there too, from
Of course, Abbey Road's the one when they're walking across the street in the crosswalk.
from John Lennon in white. It's supposed to be like a funeral parade or something. Ringo in a black suit being the mourner. Paul being the one that's being buried, and then George being the gravedigger because he's in an all denim suit. You know, whatever. These guys are artists, man. There's fun. They if they did something like that, they put that in there, man. These guys know what they're doing, man. This is
yeah. I
great.
love Abbey Road. That's probably my favorite Beatles record. I absolutely love it. I was making dub copies of it when I was probably the only person that you're gonna ever meet that was in elementary school making mixtapes off my parents' Beatles records. Dude,
Nice.
Just if I remember correctly, which I most normally do, I also remember on that album cover, they're all stepping with the left foot forward, except for Paul. He's stepping with his right foot, so he's the only one out of all of them that's out of step.
Oh, okay.
And there was always some symbolism to that, like you had said about, you know, they all were kind of playing a role in these pictures, and he's stepping with the other foot like he's out of step, out of
And
sync.
and
he's barefoot.
barefoot.
So that's just killer.
Yeah.
I mean, what a great album cover. Great album. Love it.
Yeah, definitely. On that one.
All right, let's move on to the next album.
All right. Next on the stack is Let There Be Rock by AC/DC, which is kind of like a live album cover of a picture of them on stage, rocking out, having a good time. This is very iconic for AC/DC style. Well, their logo is definitely symbolic. You can turn around, there's a picture of Angus having a good time, you know, rocking out. Great album. You know, as we open it up, they show a little bit about the other albums that they have on that you could purchase.
Yeah, so this one's obviously a reissue because none of those albums were out when that came out. So.
Right.
Well, some of them were,
You know.
now that I look at them, but
All right, a reissue. Anyways, great cover from AC/DC. Let There Be Rock. Good stuff.
yeah, that's killer. It's a killer cover. Yeah, it's like them live in concert. You got Angus out front doing his Angus thing, just rocking. Bon Scott just chilling, being cool, and then you got the rhythm section basically, doing their thing. They were
That's right,
the
man.
backbone of that band. You look at the back, you got Angus Young definitely shredding on the back. Love it. Love it. Love it. Great cover. Next one on the stack. It's actually two of them by the same band. Right here we got, everybody knows my favorite. Flip back in your notebook. You'll see exactly who my favorite band is. One of my favorites, Poison. And we'll talk about their first album first, which is Look What the Cat Dragged In. This is the one, if you listen to our first episode, we were talking about debut albums. I referenced this album. When I looked at it when I was a kid, I was like, oh my God, dude, these are all girls. Who's the singer? And of course I was wrong. Bret Hart was the singer. I thought it was Bobby Dahl because he was the only
Bret Hart?
Bret
Michaels.
Bret Michaels. Sorry, I got wrestling on the mind. Maybe his middle name's Hart. Who knows?
Right?
But man, great. This really symbolizes the times.
Correct.
This really shows exactly, 1986. Just was the look at the time. Guys, were wearing the makeup, looking feminine, wearing the spandex and the, how high could I get my hair? The higher, the better. And man, just looked like
glam
rock. Just so you flip it over here, you got the band on the back doing their little pose kind of thing, looking like glam rock stars. We got the track listing, names, instruments they play. Love it. This is hilarious. So, dude, this is hilarious. It's got the names of the people in the band and what they do. Bret Michaels, vocalizing and socializing. You got Ricky Rocket, sticks, tricks, and lipstick fix.
Whoa.
Bobby Dahl, bass rapping and heart breaking. And CeCe DeVille is guitar screeching and hair bleaching. This is hilarious, dude. This is hilarious.
That was, dude. That's a great, man.
The next one is their second album, Open Up and Say Ah. There's two versions of this. I have the original version because they had to censor it out because for some reason people found it offensive. I have a T-shirt of this album cover also.
Where is it offensive from?
I don't know. It's got a lady looking kind of like a tiger devil kind of situation with a tongue sticking out. Her tongue is probably about, 6 inches long right there? Open Up and Say Ah, and people found this offensive. The censored version just shows her eyes. It's all blacked out all across the top, all across the bottom. It just says Poison in there, Poison Green, and it just has her eyes. But you flip it over, it's got the guys, still looking a little more masculine, but still got the feminine thing going on. Bret Michaels with some girls and CeCe DeVille in the insane asylum, and these guys are just looking like they're ready to rock. Right. I love it. I can't get enough of it.
Yeah. Next one we're going to pull is from the mighty Van Halen, the first album, Van Halen. You bring up same thing, 4 guys on the cover, each doing a pose, the Van Halen symbol, the classic, iconic Van Halen symbol on there. Awesome. You look at this and you're like, who are these guys? It's a guitar with striped on it, white. This guy posing. It looks great, man. You really can't see a lot of Alex Van Halen's face on this, but you get a symbol that there's a drummer. Then you flip it over, and you got Mr. David Lee Roth doing his classic bend backwards pose. Name of the title, name of the guys. Let's see what we.
I love that album cover because you really get a sense of another one of those where you really get a sense of what they sound like. On here, dude, like they're just getting ready to rock, dude. It's a rock band. It's a straight up rock band, and you just get that feeling from this cover. You don't even need to listen to it. You already know what it sounds like.
Yeah. Then you open it up, classic Van Halen symbol on one side. The second one, you see a picture of Ford, the guys. Look like they just kind of off stage, having a good time, or being drenched in beers, wine, women, cigarettes, all the good fun stuff.
Oh yeah.
Track list tells them what they did. Fan club, how to reach it. Love it, man.
I love it, dude. They got a fan club thing on here? Oh, my God, they do. I love it. Nowadays, it would say to sign up for our fan club, go to vanhalen.com. But here, man, you got the whole thing. North Hollywood, right where we're at. Yeah. North Hollywood's where their fan club is located. Even though I'm kind of quote-unquote next in line, Greg, I'm going to let you take these because it's 3 albums by one band kind of in here together. So why don't you go ahead and take over on that one?
This is definitely mine and Chris's favorite band. And we talk about them. We've seen them live. love them today, and we're gonna probably go to the stadium show next year when it's on there here in LA. Motley Crue. There's a lot. You know what? There was a lot of Motley Crue albums covers that we absolutely love. These are 3 of them. Start off with the iconic "Shout at the Devil," with the pentagram in the front, all black. "Shout at the Devil." You turn it over, then you got a picture of the band from the "Looks That Kill" video. You know, all tough and ready to roll. The name of the songs, and as you open this gatefold up, you see all 4 guys in different poses. Very iconic picture of them looking like craziness, where it's burning up behind them. You know, "Shout at the Devil." This awesome album. Awesome cover.
I love this album cover. It is great. Total transparency on our show. I have the censored version, or what I apparently think is the censored version, because mine doesn't have the off black pentagram on the front. It's just black Motley Crue in red, "Shout at the Devil" in red. But that's not the important part here, guys. That's not the important part. The gatefold is the important part, because these guys look like they're out of Mad Max Apocalyptic Thunderdome, just ready to rock in their studded leather, just looking dangerous, man. This is what is this, 82, 83?
82, 83, yeah.
Just looking like they were always really a step ahead of the times. They changed, and then everybody else changed, and then when everybody was going right, they went left, and then everybody flipped a U-turn so they could follow them. They really started. I mean, they weren't the first, but as far as like what was really out and popular, they really started all the looks. And when you open up this gatefold, you're just like, this is fucking killer,
right?
Love it.
So just saying about that, of them being a trend-setting, are doing that and doing a flip and doing, you know, everybody following them on their next album, which is Theater of Pain. They really did that.
Okay.
From the darker, you know.
So here we got
warrior.
Yeah, they got the black. It's all black leather studs, tough. Okay.
Now going into kind of like a glam version of it.
Yeah.
You know, all the guys are in, well, not really pastels, but there's, you know, a different look to them. They don't have that hard edge look. It's more.
I don't see any leather unless maybe Mick and Nikki are wearing leather pants.
Yeah, it doesn't even look leather. Pink pants.
They're wearing pink, white, lace, capes, scarves.
Yeah, that's different. So Motley Crue did take a look at themselves, or say, hey, we need to change.
Yeah.
We need to move and groove. And, you know, and this is a very iconic album cover with a smile now, laugh later.
Yeah,
look.
it has the comedy and tragedy masks from, you know, like the theater and you know, Theater of Pain, and it's great, dude. It's a great cover. Yeah, like you said, they went a total U-turn on that. They went from black and dark, leather and tough, to pink and silky satin softness.
Correct.
And not really my favorite album by them.
Correct. Me too.
It's got one or two songs on it.
Well, the iconic songs for me are definitely, you know, City Boy Blues and Home Sweet Home. Those.
Well, Home Sweet Home, yeah, is one of the best songs they ever did.
Yeah.
And but this is almost the opposite of what you usually say. This is a little bit of killer and a whole lot of filler.
Yeah.
We got something on the inside, dude. We got two things on the inside. We got a picture of them. It's just them in the same outfits.
Different pose.
Different pose. They look like they're all fucked up. Like high or something on there. Lyrics on the other side. Love it. Love it. And one thing about Motley Crue, just a little side note, on all their albums, they actually changed their logo. They didn't keep the same logo, font, type, or design. They changed it with every album. So if you go back and look, you know, their first album, they have that like just straight, you know, Motley Crue logo. Shout the Devil, kind of the same, but totally different font. Theater of Pain, it's different. The next one we're going to talk about, different as well.
Next one is Girls, Girls, Girls. You know, same thing. Motley went from pastel pink to, you know, leather and motorcycles.
Yeah, it's more of a motorcycle leather look kind of thing going on.
Yeah.
Tough.
Definitely. And then, you know, the font that they're using is more from girls strip clubs type of neon.
Like a neon thing going on.
Type of thing.
Because that's what they say this album was kind of inspired by, was at the times, you know, they were going to a lot of strip clubs and hanging out on the Sunset Strip in Hollywood.
Yeah, you turn it over and there's look like they're at the back door of a strip club, parking their bikes and ready to go in, or relieving themselves, then ready to go in. Mm-hmm. Good stuff, man. I mean, this is fun Motley album. This I thought was a lot better than Theater.
Oh yeah, that one it was definitely a lot better as a total package.
As we open it up and see the inside sleeve, there's another picture of the band hanging out at the strip club, girls in the back, them at the table having some drinks, having some fun, people arm wrestling, good stuff from Motley. And as you do a little flip over, it kind of has all the lyrics and all the songs from it.
I love it. I absolutely love it, dude. It's great. It's great.
Yeah. Good album.
Yeah, really good album. Definitely not like they needed to have a comeback. I mean, Home Sweet Home was huge. Wasn't that like on number one, like Dial MTV for like a year or something? They had to retire it so nobody would keep requesting it or something like that.
Correct.
Great.
Correct.
Love it. Love it. Okay, next album. Oh, quick, before we move on, let's talk about a couple other album covers by Motley Crue.
All right.
Too Fast for Love, their first album. If you look at the back of the album, it's got all four of them in corners, and then on the front, it has just a close-up of Vince Neil's crotch. Not a close-up, but like from his belly button to his mid-thigh. That's taken from the picture that's on the back. Really, I don't know if they were trying to do a tribute to Sticky Fingers from Rolling Stones or if that's what it was. Not sure. Probably. But man, in my mind, it's a better picture. I think that Andy Warhol did the Rolling Stones photo on for Sticky Fingers, 1971, I think it was. But man, that's a killer cover, dude. It really shows, again, a different sign of the times, dude. They were, kind of doing almost like a punk rock thing, but rock and roll punk kind of thing. And that's what the album cover really shows. Love it. Great album. Could listen to it over and over and over and over and over again if I had to. Love it.
And then the other one you're talking about was Dr. Feelgood?
No. I thought you wanted to talk about Generation Swine.
That was it. You know what? So as a Motley comeback from Vince rejoining the band, they did do Generation Swine, which is definitely one of those albums that's out there. They had a different sound, definitely different sound than they ever had before than they did. But I like the cover. It was the four of them in pig masks. I think it was even Nikki with a upside down pig mask. But they're in suits. They're in a pig mask. Generation Swine. I thought the album cover worked. I liked it. From that.
Yeah, not one of my favorites from them, but it was a good cover. It was a good cover. Okay, next up here, and I know we're making a lot of noise, a lot of background noise. That's because we got the stack on the table. We're just doing it on the fly. A little something different for us. So hopefully you guys just bear with us. Next one of my favorite albums, an iconic album of the '80s. Album number 3. Am I correct?
Yes.
Album number 3 by this band, Bon Jovi. Slippery When Wet. Love it. Looking at the front, it's got the Bon Jovi logo in red and white. It says Slippery and Wet on the cover. On the back, you flip it over, it's got them on stage looking like they just got done playing a show. I don't think they did because their hair's not all wet and sweaty, so it's probably just a picture that they just took. Track listing here. I know, dude. You can't fake me out, dude. I'm too smart. Way too smart for any of these guys. So I know all of you guys out there listening, well, most of you at least, know exactly what this cover looks like. Now, this is actually the second version, but I believe the only version that was released in the United States. I think the first version may have gotten some release in Japan. I thought
it was Canada.
Maybe Canada. It definitely had. It was an export or import for those countries. And what the original was it was a photo of a female wearing a shirt that says "Slippery When Wet," and I think the shirt was wet and clinging to her body ever so nicely. And U.S. Who is this? Mercury.
Yeah.
Mercury Records said, no, we can't do that here in the United States of America. We're a
little too provocative.
A little too provocative for American citizens to view.
Correct.
So, what are we gonna do? So, whoever did this cover, all they did, I think they were over at John Bon Jovi's house, and he just said, all right, let's look through the cabinets. What do we got? Grabbed a black plastic trash bag, laid it on the counter, probably a hefty, put it on the counter, sprayed it with water, took his finger, wrote slippery when wet, took a picture. That was it. It's kind of amazing, dude. I mean, no thought, but an amazing, iconic album cover, dude. I don't know if you agree with me. I just think this is just so iconic. The name, Slippery When Wet, iconic. The cover is iconic. It's just amazing how sometimes things happen when you're kind of thrust into a position of, we got to figure this out right now because we don't have any time. Even like someone that we've talked about before with Janie Lane and Warrant, when they had the Cherry Pie album, but it was called Uncle Tom's Cabin. That was gonna be the single. That was it. But the record company said, no, you need to write a song. You wrote Cherry Pie in one day. Said, okay, here's your single. They loved it. Everything was Cherry Pie. So sometimes you're put under that pressure of right now we need it. It's when the best work comes out, or some things that really resonate with people. And I think that with this cover, dude, killer. Totally killer. Open it up. What do we got right here on the inside? We got lyrics, song titles, but we got a picture over here on the back. These guys got their shirts off, looking all Jersey, with girls wearing that Slippery When Wet shirt. That's the shirt.
That's the classic
That's
one.
the shirt. And
you think maybe one of these girls took the picture?
Absolutely. One of these girls was probably the girl on the cover, and we can't put it on the outside, so we're going to put something on the inside.
There you go.
Just like, with that Guns N' Roses one, we're going to put the censored cover
on the inside.
On the inside, so people can still see it. Love this picture. You guys, I'm going to post this picture of this inside. You guys all know the cover. This is killer, dude. It is just killer. Man, look at the fake license plate that says Slippery. Right. I love it.
I would have preferred, being the young man that I was when I bought this album originally, to have the original art cover. With the busty girl and the cleanness and all that. But, you get what you get when they want to release it to, America.
As a young, going through puberty, you want to see all that. That kind of reminds me of one of the bands. They were never big. They were never big at all. Warlock.
All right.
Their album covers, I always used to go look at, because it had Doro Pesch, their singer. And she was, they were Swedish, I believe, Finnish, Scandinavian. And they were a metal band. But she was on every single one of their covers, but it was always like a drawn animation, kind of fairy tale, fantasy kind of
goddess
thing. So it was always showing her in something tight, busting out. So as for
with
me,
a sword or
something
shield or
like that. I was
something.
I gotta go look at the Warlock covers. So you go look, you're thinking you're getting away with something bad or something. That was part of the fun of going and looking at album covers, because you could just go through and you look at the front, you look in the back. You couldn't open them up or get the sleeves out or anything because it was wrapped in cellophane. But man, that was part of the fun of going to record stores. And me and Gregg were talking about it, man. We're gonna, maybe make a trip down to Amoeba Music out in Hollywood and maybe kind of do a show about what we see, what we find, any gems.
A field trip show.
Field trip show.
Nice.
That'll be fun. That'll be fun.
You know what? Next on the list, two albums we're going to talk about. One of them we have in front of us was the Scorpions. One album cover which I liked or love is their Blackout album, I believe 1983. One of those, that album actually, I think, introduced me to Scorpions at the time. Love them. Love that album. Great album. And then, the cover just it looks like Rudolph in a mask with forks in his eyes and kind of screaming. That was just the craziness of Blackout. Yeah, see, just glass breaking, good fun stuff, man. I mean, that is a great, iconic album to me, Scorpions Blackout. The next one, I think they did a couple albums after, is Scorpions Worldwide Live. That's the same thing. Classic, iconic cover where you see the 5 members of the band taking from a live shot, on the back. They're posing, from the end of the show doing their famous pose. Mm-hmm. Same thing. This is a gatefold 2 album.
See, this thing's live right now, dude. We got, just to give you a peek to the inside, we got the dog in the back drinking out of a water bowl. So
opening up,
guest shot.
Seeing a shot of the audience from the guy's point of view.
Dude, this gatefold is killer, dude.
Yeah, man, I love it.
Killer. It is them on stage.
There I am.
rocking, dude. There's got to be. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. There's got to be 500,000 people there. I don't know what show this is, but there's got to be like it's an outdoor amphitheater of sorts, dude. There's like 500,000 people there.
Sure, that's the US Festival, dude. I was there.
No, because the US Festival was more on that sloping amphitheater kind of style, so I don't think it is. That's what was my first thought. But it, I don't know. Maybe it's the angle of the shot with the zoom, fisheye lens, and man, it's killer. It even has here on this side of the gatefold the dates and the locations of their tour, 84 to 85. They started in January 84, went all the way to February of 85, a year plus tour. They were everywhere. This world tour, worldwide live.
There you go. Where did you say this was recorded? Some of it was?
Oh, yeah. This was recorded in a couple locations. Los Angeles at the Forum, the Sports Arena in San Diego, Pacific Amphitheater in Costa Mesa. Then they did some in Paris and Cologne, Germany. This album is this is a double album. I am right about that this time. Double album. It's got all the hits that they had up to that point.
Yeah.
Blackout, Bad Boys Running Wild, Loving You Sunday Morning, Big City Nights,
The Zoo,
Holiday, Still Loving You, dude.
Yeah.
That killer love song, power ballad, great. Hurricane,
Another Piece of Meat.
Great. Yeah, No One Like You,
Dynamite.
Can't Get Enough, dude. It's just. And then on the back, it's got the picture. That's an iconic pose for them.
Yeah.
The guitar players with Klaus Meine on their legs, doing a little pyramid action. Great, dude. Great. Love it. Yeah, I bought it at Amoeba. Look at that. It's got the price sticker on it. Sweet.
Show off.
Just to go back to your Blackout album cover, dude. I remember seeing the shirt with that cover on it, and even, seeing the cover of it in the record store, but more vividly, I remember seeing it on shirts going, dude, what the hell is that, dude? It's like you said, man, it looks like he's in some kind of insane asylum thing with a thing on it, wrapped around his head, but he's got these forks bent into his eyes, like Blackout. Dude, it's sorry guys, sorry millennials, they don't make them like they used to.
No.
They don't make covers like this anymore, dude. Because I don't know why.
I mean, are we seeing it through different eyes? I mean, are there album covers of today from artists that we're just not looking and seeing that
it
people
could be
feel
a generational thing. It could be.
I mean, we know how we feel about this, but what about somebody today? If the album was released, this year, this month, and that picture of their album cover.
I'm gonna have to ask the kids of today, what they if there's any album covers that are out there that make them go, "What the hell is that?" Like, this makes you want to pick up the album and see what it is.
It does.
So that is not the point of the album cover. Kind of give you a feel of what's going on, and make you pick it up. Because you pick it up, you might not ever put it down. You're gonna be walking out the front door with it. But man, Blackout, killer, dude, killer. All right, I'm gonna talk about one right here, dude. I kind of see it peeking out the bottom.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna grab and skip 4 albums because I know Gregg might want to talk about these next couple. Dude, we're gonna talk about this band, Metallica. And this album I have right here is Ride the Lightning. In my opinion, out of all their album covers, it's not their best work, but it's still good.
Yes.
I think we would all agree Master of Puppets is their best album cover. That one is just killer. But we got Ride the Lightning right here in our hands. Electric chair getting struck by lightning. See, Metallica, dude, they kept the same logo. Every album, they just colored it differently, but it's the same. Either way, doesn't matter. Man, Ride the Lightning, what a great album. Flip it over. It's got a little mini logo in the center, and then it's just got, a shot of each of them
rocking
out. And originally came out on Megaforce, but I have the Elektra Records version. I do not have an original copy, which my brother is quick to point out. It's not original. Okay. Great, dude. This is a great album. Fight Fire with Fire, Ride the Lightning, For Whom the Bell Tolls, Fade to Black. Dude, that's side one. That's all
right.
Amazing right there, dude. And then just keeps going. Trapped Under Ice, Escape, Creeping Death, Call of Cthulhu. Dude, you can't. Dude, and these guys were making songs. Dude, these guys were making.
Right.
These weren't getting on the radio.
Nope.
Not because they were thrash, but because they were 6.5, 7, 8, almost 9-minute songs.
Yeah.
They weren't getting on the radio with that. I mean, but man, this album is killer. the other one I want to talk about is Master of Puppets. Man, that album cover is great. It's got the logo across the top. Then it has just a bunch of tombstones that are all like crosses.
Correct.
And then the guy, the marionette, Master of Puppets, kind of very symbolic, with that song really being about, the dangers of drugs and, how, he's the master. Drug is your master. You're going to do what I want you to do. And it's just a cover, just as an extension of that.
I always thought it was a symbol of like war.
Really?
Like sending, Master of Puppets pulling your strings, saying something like, hey, you know what? I need you to go to war. I need you to fight this war.
Well, you
just
know
do
what?
I say.
Maybe we need to have the Big Talk Nation let us know. They need to Google it and post it on our Instagram at Big Talk CG. Let us know.
All right.
I don't have my phone on me right now, so I just got a stack of records. But Master of Puppets, great cover. It's like showing like I'm gonna be your master from life until death.
Correct.
Kind
there
of
you
a
go.
Thing. And it's just great, dude.
I control your life.
I remember going to school and elementary school. I think I was in second grade ish.
Wow.
Third grade, and one of the girls was wearing that shirt, and I was like, "What is that, dude? Are you kidding me?" It was probably one of the only times I was staring at a girl's shirt, and I was actually looking at the shirt. So,
second grade?
yeah, dude, can you believe that she was wearing it?
I was like 7 or 8 years old.
Yeah, killer, dude. Just
Wow.
And I wasn't into Metallica then. I don't know what I was probably listening to Duran Duran. So that's probably why it hit me so. And I was like, oh my God, dude, Metallica, dude, they got to be hard.
Right.
You mean,
and they were.
And they were.
Yeah.
They were great, dude. Still are. Great album covers, dude. Great album covers.
Yeah. The next one I'm going to pull out is Judas Priest Screaming for Vengeance.
Love it.
This is an album cover. You know what? This was the album that got me into Judas Priest for the time. British Steel, which came before that, I think I didn't know who they were, but once Screaming for Vengeance came out, I knew who Judas Priest was. Great album. Just a mechanical bird flying or descending. This looks awesome. They kind of, took the theme of maybe the same bird or mechanic on the next one, which is Defenders of the Faith, Judas Priest, and they kind of made a lion or a tiger or some kind of beast in a robot symbol.
Yeah.
Doing that. But this is the one. Screaming for Vengeance is really the one that I thought was awesome. I mean, this album starting off with the Hellion, breaking into the Electric Eye. Man, that's how you start an album.
Oh yeah.
Same thing. As we open it up, we can see a picture of the guys hanging out, probably on stage, looking at classic Judas Priest stands. You turn it over and you see all the lyrics of all the songs and stuff like that. Man, this is another one.
Yeah,
of these
dude.
Fun.
This Judas Priest album is great. This cover, and I believe that this bird on the front is the Hellion. I believe that it is the Hellion, and that's what the first song, first little intro song on the back is. But yeah, like you said, what was the other album you were talking
Defenders
about?
of the Faith.
Defenders of the Faith and Turbo. I think they were all done by the same artist.
Okay.
So they all have that same look and feel. But man, killer album. And all I know about this is this Heavy Metal Parking Lot right here? Was it this one? No, Turbo.
No, Turbo.
But here it says on the bottom, from an unknown land and through distant skies came a winged warrior. Nothing remained sacred. No one was safe from the Hellion as it uttered its battle cry, screaming for vengeance.
Nice.
That is killer, dude. Like I'm saying, dude, you don't get this anymore.
No.
I'm not trying to date us and say how old or stuck in our ways, but it's controversial stuff and things that make you say, "Oh wow, what is that?" It's not the same as it used to be. Now it's,
singles and
yeah. And I wonder if the digital, everything's online, digital streaming. We don't need to have an album cover. We don't need to catch your attention with that. I don't know. All right, guys.
So if we all know Judas Priest is number one, who's number two?
Number two is Iron Maiden, man. And I'm going to tell you what. I got this album used, obviously, because it has the Amoeba Music sticker on it. And I'm going to tell you what, guys. This is an amazing album cover. This is Iron Maiden's Live After Death. Classic Eddie on the front. He's getting looks like struck by lightning. He's bursting out of the ground. Dude, this album cover is just out of this world, man. It's
You know what? Fuck. There are so many classic Iron Maiden albums that we can talk about. Mm-hmm. One of these is definitely that one. This is definitely an album that I remember. The cover, the front, the back, Eddie breaking out, getting hit by lightning, coming alive after death. This is just an awesome album cover.
Yeah,
man.
This being as young as I was, during the 80s and the time that, this is 85, the time that these albums were coming out, Iron Maiden was really hitting their stride. Didn't have cable, no MTV. They weren't playing Iron Maiden on the radio. So how did you find out if they had something new? You would go to the record store and look. And I'm going to tell you this. Every time I went to the record store, I went to a store. It was called Jafco. Had a record section in the back. Wherever had records, I was going to the Iron Maiden section first. One, because their album covers are the best.
Right.
Power Slave, in my opinion, probably being the best one. But, man, you would just sit there, dude, and you would just pick up these albums, man. And thank God it wasn't like a magazine store where they said, you're going to buy that magazine. No, I could sit here and look at record covers. Just, there's a freaking headstone here that has H.P. it's a quote from H.P. Lovecraft. That is not dead, which can eternal lie, yet with strange eons even death may die. Dude, just killer. And yes, the artwork continues to the back, so double gatefold. You open it up and look at the cover still.
Right.
It's like a huge, just widescreen version shot. The lightning's destroying the city in the background. He's in a graveyard. One little red flower coming up, and then a black cat with a halo. So there's some symbolism there. A little serpent action over here, but man, this thing is killer. And we're gonna go like this. Open up the gatefold to the other side.
Oh,
and look at the inside. What's going on here, man?
And this is shots from the live show. Beautiful, just Eddie coming out from the back. That was always the main spot of the show. Mm-hmm. Eddie would come out or he would walk around to the band. I think that he still does make appearances nowadays.
Yeah, when we went and saw him at that show that we were talking about last episode that we forgot we were actually there together. We were talking about it. They brought Eddie out, dude. And then we also see him in San Bernardino. I don't know if you went to that show also at the amphitheater.
Yes.
We saw Iron Maiden there. That was where Anthrax opened for them, I
Correct.
believe. And we saw them out there. Both shows they had Eddie come out, the big one, come out from above the stage, dude. And that is just, I'm going to say it again, man. They just don't do them like they used to, man. The production, just a show. It's a show. I've heard some of the newer artists do good, with their concerts and their shows. And
yes.
I'm sure some of them do have great performances, lasers and lights. But, man, this is killer. This is definitely going up on the gram, picture of this gatefold. And, dude, you guys got it. Some of these you might just have to Google and get your notebook out, write it down, dude. Iron Maiden, just any of their album covers are all great. They're all great.
Definitely.
So this has The Mummy. What tour is this from? Is this like
Somewhere Lost in Time?
Maybe.
No,
I think it's before
Power
that.
Slave.
Power
Slave.
Sorry, I think.
Yeah, Power
that's
Slave.
Killer, dude, because it's got The Mummy and that had the Egyptian theme in it, dude. Bruce Dickinson, look at him, bro. He's just out of control. Great band. Great album cover.
And from this recording, to my belief, it was done, some of it in Long Beach, and I was at one of those shows.
I don't doubt that at all. I think I heard your hand in that one.
Me clapping.
Yeah. Gregg's got a clap, not the clap, a clap. I think it was all recorded
in Long Beach over like 3 nights.
Yeah, they did. Did they do like a huge multi-date? This is back when bands were selling out. 4, 5, 6, 7 dates.
Yes.
I should have looked at it before, but
yeah, I mean Long Beach.
Okay, here we go. Let me get my glasses on.
Put them on, old man.
Okay, it was recorded over 4 nights at the Hammerstein Odeon in London on October 8th and 9th, 10th, 12th, and 84, and 4 nights at Long Beach Arena in Los Angeles on March 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th, 1985. Holy crap, dude. That was a long tour, dude. World tour.
I think it was the second or third one I was there.
But here's one thing that's killer, dude. Is a double album. Sides 1, 2, and 3 are all Long Beach, and just side 4 is from the London shows. Yeah, dude. Rhyme of the Ancient Mariners on here. That's a long ass one. That's great. Love it.
I love
it. Can't get enough of this. Can't get enough of the Iron Maiden. Iron Maiden, man.
Yeah.
Love it.
You know, another album cover from Iron Maiden, which I do love, from 1982, Number of the Beast. That was my first introduction to Iron Maiden. Run to the Hills, Number of the Beast, the song. And, you know, that album cover was, you know, scary and crazy. You know, the mascot Eddie is over it, doing a puppeteer of the devil, and the devil's puppeteering like a little human. You know, that was one of those things that were wild and crazy about that time. But that was another one of those albums that were just awesome. Great.
You know, yeah, that was one of those first album covers that made me think to myself, am I supposed to be looking at this? Being a young kid, like, is this okay?
Right.
Devil, Number of the Beast. You know, you're just, you know, a little kid and scary. Check this out, dude. I just pulled out from one of the gatefolds. This is cool, guys. I'll post these up too. There's an advertisement in here for Iron Maiden home videos. You can get the Live After Death World Tour video, VHS, baby. A video EP of like their videos and behind the scenes kind of thing. Then they got, this is killer. Iron Maiden Live After Death. You can order t-shirts.
Nice.
Aces High t-shirt, the tie-dye t-shirt. It's got the album cover as the main art, Aces High. It's got the classic Aces High shirt picture. Look at these, dude. It's got the number, Visa or MasterCard. Then on the other side, you can get posters. There's a leather tie.
Does it say how much the t-shirts cost?
Yeah. $20 for the tie-dye one, $11 for the Aces High, $10 for the leather tie, bumper sticker, a book for $10. Man, you can't find even no books for $10 anymore. Oh, dude, you can get a 1-year fan club subscription for $8. And then it's got the door poster. Remember the door posters?
Yeah,
Eddie looks like he's coming through your door.
Yep.
Oh man, that's another show we gotta do. Posters, dude. But man, what a great treat, dude. I didn't even know those were in there. That's cool.
And you own that?
And I own it, dude.
Yeah, Iron Maiden has some, you know, every album covers and covers. I mean, just every album comes out with a new version of Eddie, new style, new version of him, new look, new what they're going to do on the tour. I think this time they're doing like a samurai Eddie on their album. Last time an old hunter or a cowboy, but they always come out with, you know, crazy albums, beautiful artwork that just, you know, mess up or want you to use your imagination on some of their stuff, man.
You know, you say, you know, Eddie comes out different, you know, they have him being different on every single album they do. I think on the Peace of Mind album, it's obviously him, and, you know, he's got the chain around him, and looks like they did brain surgery on him, right? Where they just cut his head off, and it's got the bolt in the front.
Correct.
Every cover after that, he has that.
Correct.
So and I don't know if there's other things from other albums that carry on, but that one you can notice. And every album going forward, he has that bolts, like those bolts that are holding his head on. It's great, man.
Yeah, I did notice that too. You know, one album I want to talk about that I absolutely love, the cover, and the album itself. Quiet Riot's Metal Health. This was an '83 released. Awesome. Looks like a character in a straitjacket from a mental hospital, and then he has as flair 4 buttons of each of the guys on them.
Is that the minimum amount of flair?
Well, maybe for Quiet Riot it is,
Yeah.
but you know, for all of us, it's 16 pieces.
Yeah.
You know, with a metal mask, one eye showing. This is great, man. This was one of those crazy artworks that were just awesome. You flip it over. There's 4 pictures of the guys telling what they do in the band, singing, rocking, drumming, bassing, that kind of good stuff. 1983's Quiet Riot's Metal Health album is one of those definitely album covers which I personally love, and probably is in my top 20 album covers of all time.
Yeah, you talked about this album on our debut album episode 1, which I'm sure the nation has probably listened to by now. And you talk about how they played at the US Festival. They opened, right?
Correct.
This was the first heavy metal album to be #1, correct?
Correct.
What an album, dude. Bang Your Head, Come On Feel the Noise, Slick Black Cadillac. This band, for a period of time, was just everything, and they definitely set the bar really high as far as.
No, we talk about major release, and I know they maybe did some independent releases with Randy Rhoads on them, doing a couple of
I think that
albums.
This was technically their third.
Yeah,
I think they did 2 albums, Quite Right 1, Quite Right 2. They both had Randy Rhoads on them, right? Yes. Randy Rhoads, one of the best guitar players that ever, played with Ozzy on his first 2 albums, Blizzard of Oz, Diary of a Madman. Yeah, but no matter which way you twist it, this album and this album cover is great, dude. Look at they even did the video, the character from the album covers in the video, and it takes it to a whole nother level.
Well, I think they try to use this as their mascot because a few albums after, they still try to use this kind of character.
Condition Critical, which was the next one?
Yes,
Condition
the next one
Critical,
after
and
that.
had the same. I think the mistake they made with that is I think on the second album it looks too much like Kevin DuBrow.
Correct.
And it kind of was like, oh, it's not a mascot, it's the singer, and it kind of maybe that was something they did. I don't know.
Out of marketing, they shouldn't have done that. I thought that too on that Condition Critical.
They got some, and they got Rudy Sarzo was playing bass. He's played in a lot of other bands. I think is he in Rat? No, he's not in Rat now. No. Carlos Cavazo was in Rat.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, when we saw him, he was playing in. Unfortunately, Kevin's passed away, but the other guys. Oh, Rudy Sarzo played with Ozzy.
Correct.
When Randy Rhoads was in, he also played in White Snake when they were huge.
And then Frank also passed away.
Yeah, Frankie also passed away. So they're no more Quiet Riot, unfortunately, man. They were.
Well, there actually is a Quiet Riot.
Not really.
But without no original members.
Yeah, so how does that?
I don't know.
All right, dude. We got, we're up against it, but we got 2 albums here left, but I also think we're going to talk about a third. All by the same band, Rat. 2 T's. So I don't know how I got this, but I did. I got it at Amoeba. This is their EP. And when we were talking about Rat briefly on our debut album episode, Gregg brought up the fact that, they had an EP, but this is the EP. It's got 6 songs. The cover is honestly killer. It's got a lady wearing fishnet stockings and high heels, just shows her from mid-thigh down. It's all black on the cover. It's got her standing there, and she's got these little rats crawling up her fishnet stockings, dude. And that is just so fitting because it's, it kind of, sometimes I wonder if people read into things more than they're supposed to. Like they're like, oh, that'd be funny to have a lady in stockings with rats on her legs. Or is it like, it kind of shows like both sides, like soft, sexy, we're going to sing about these girls, but we're also dangerous kind of thing.
Correct.
Like it's 2 different worlds right here on the album cover. Like, were they thinking that, or were they just kind of like, oh, that would look cool? And people just
that'll probably look cool.
Then it's got them on the back, not their best. This is before Round and Round, before they really, got their look. But here they're trying to look a little bit tough. And
nah, man, they look like fashion rock.
They do look like fashion rock. Love it, dude. Love it. This is from 1983. Yes, 83. Time Coast Records. Wow. Killer. And what's the next one right here? Same band.
Rat Out of the Cellar.
Yeah.
Where Tawny Katane looks like she's trying to go into the cellar.
It looks like she's trying to go into the cellar.
Yeah. When all the bands escaped out of the cellar.
That was another cover, dude. Where, man, being, that young boy looking at anything, they had the female on the cover, you were looking at it.
Yeah. I didn't even know this was Tawny till years later on.
I didn't either. I mean, I didn't even know it was Tawny Katane. Tawny Katane, obviously, most people know from the White Snake videos,
Correct.
The trilogy of videos that she was in. But she was great friends with the band, great friends with everyone in the band, and she, on the cover, and you look at it now, and you're like, oh yeah, it is her. But at the time,
I think she was dating Robin at the time.
Yeah,
this was
Rest in
going
peace.
on.
I think so. I think you're right. Man, it's a great cover. She's wearing like her shredded dress, and it's looking dangerous. It's looking dangerous. Don't go in the cellar.
Don't go in the cellar.
Don't
you do a little flip, and it looks like a picture of the band, in action or in video action. And then titles, who wrote the songs.
Totally different look for them on that, from their EP to those little
Correct.
pictures right there.
And that's probably about it. That was there.
And then the next album they had after that, Invasion of Privacy.
Invasion of Your Privacy.
Yeah, Invasion of Your Privacy. Another
lady.
sexy album cover.
Correct. Girl, I guess getting ready with a window open in the evening, putting her little booties on or something.
Yeah, like her little booty fringe socks, like those short socks. Another album cover, dude. They just, we're keeping it rolling with the female on the cover kind of thing. Trying to. Yeah, dude. Rat. Love them, dude. Aren't they from San Diego originally, and then they moved up here?
Steven and Juan were from San Diego,
dude,
and they kind of came down here, or Steven and Robin, and then they came down here and met the other guys.
Dude, see, the one thing about Rat is Round and Round, as great as a song it is, it's one of those songs that I'm like, okay, guys, you can play something else besides Round and Round. Dude, this album right here, check it. Side 1, Wanted Man, You're in Trouble, Round and Round, that 3 great songs. And then on side 2, you got Lack of Communication, Back for More, I'm Insane. I mean,
and the ending song.
Oh, Scene of the Crime.
Scene of the Crime, man.
Dude,
it's great. Deep cut.
I wish they would play more songs from this when you hear them on the radio. I mean, even on Sirius XM, it's Round and Round almost all the time.
Hey, 2 last bands I want to talk about the albums. One of them is the Eagles, Hotel California. That album, iconic and beautiful. One of those things. Just looking at a sunset version or of a hotel, dark and mysterious. You open it up, you turn to the back, and then you see them having a good time, a party, just mysterious. In there having a good time, different thing. That just that album from the Eagles, definitely a beautiful album cover, mysterious, great storytelling for the album, and set the tone for that kind of stuff, And then the last band I'm gonna talk about, one of my favorite bands, or my favorite band as a kid, Kiss. They had some iconic album covers, which I definitely love. My favorite Kiss album cover is Destroyer. Just coming out like rock and roll gods that they are, doing like a pose or doing just like they just came from destroying the city or rocking it out. And beautiful cover. I mean, the 4 guys, I love it. That's one of my favorite album covers from Kiss is Destroyer from 1976. And then the last one, which another one from Kiss, 1975's a live album. That album, that classic live album cover of them posing or just being on stage doing what they do. Another one of those things. Out of the park. Love it. Open that gatefold up. You see the crowd. Pictures. Kiss, kiss, kiss this and kiss that. And kids wearing makeup and, kids doing this and flip it over and there's just, a picture of the band and high risers and doing stuff. And that's another one of those albums that I absolutely love. Kiss Alive and Kiss Destroyer are my favorite albums.
Definitely. I wasn't a big Kiss fan, but yeah, they got some really good album covers, especially with the face paint and all that kind of stuff. I think the first one that I ever really saw from them was Dynasty, and that's just basic with them with the
their faces
on the cover, and that's the first one I remember from them. Yeah, but yeah, dude, they had some good covers. Just wasn't really ever a huge fan of theirs, but hey, you don't have to have good music to have a good cover.
Correct.
Or vice versa. We're just quick. I want to name just a couple other albums that just popped to my mind that I remember. One of them is Beastie Boys' License to Ill.
Nice.
With the airplane crashing into the side of the mountain. You didn't know that until you flipped the record over to the other side, or you got the tape, which I had the tape, and you opened it up and unfolded it, and you got to see the whole. Then it had the it was like an American Airlines plane, and then the plane number was the word "eat me" spelled backwards. It's kind of a subliminal hidden message there. Subliminal messages all over these albums. Yeah. I'm sure if we pull out our magnifying glasses, we can find stuff all over the place. I know Iron Maiden album covers had
Classic
a lot
for
of that kind
knowing
of
that.
stuff. They have
Yeah.
all that kind of stuff. The other album I want to talk about, you did touch on it, is British Steel from Judas Priest. With the razor blade, it's like a hand coming out of this studded leather jacket kind of thing, and that really symbolizes what Judas Priest was all about at that time and what they sounded like. I mean, it's just it fits so well for that time, that sound, that album. One of the best album covers that there is out there, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, definitely love that too. The Judas Priest is number one.
Judas Priest is number one. All right, guys. We may break this up into 2 parts. This episode, maybe, possibly, we'll see. Because we did run a little long. We don't want people to, miss out. So we'll look at that, see if we're going to do that. So go ahead and get in touch with us on Instagram at BigTalkCG. You can email us, bigtalkcg@gmail.com. And we're on Spotify, iHeart, Amazon Music, Audible, Podbean as well. You can listen to us on any of those worldwide, even in Japan.
Yeah.
And, we just want to say thank you to the Big Talk Nation, you guys.
Thank you.
We just kind of do this, and we're surprised that there's actually, we hounded a lot of people to listen to us. Hey, listen to us. But it's nice to see that people are actually listening to episode 2, episode 3, episode 4, episode 5, that people are coming back and listening. People want to hear the bullshit we have to say. And
yes, definitely.
We appreciate every single one of you guys out there, and couldn't say thank you enough.
Yeah, big thank you. Thank you very much, man.
But, I think that's going to do it for this episode. So we maybe breaking this up into 2, maybe leave it at 1 long one. We'll see.
One long one. Sounds good.
All right.
All right. So from Big Talk from Chris and Gregg, we'll see ya. See ya.